So with all the hype that the RTX 3000 series is going on right now, I decided to upgrade my Vega 56 to this Sapphire Nitro plus 5700 XT, which in this video we will be unboxing and give my first impression on this. But before all that, don't forget to smash the like button, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Lars here of Kilobit Nomad, bringing you tech tips, reviews, and personal finance. So I was contemplating on whether waiting for the big Navi GPU or buy the 5700 XT. But then my brother wanted to upgrade his RX 580 GPU. He wanted to do some streaming and record his gameplays. So he upgraded his CPU and GPU, which also helped me decide on getting the 5700 XT. I was thinking of buying the RTX cards, but then I also am running a Mac OS as well as Windows 10. Windows 10 for the games, but then I kind of like the Mac OS in my computer. So NVIDIA cards are not really supported right now. Alright, enough of all the talk. Let's get into the unboxing video. Alright, so for starters, the Nitro Plus 5700 XT has a base clock of 1770 MHz with a game clock up to 1905 MHz. But actually it can boost up to 2010 MHz. And since I undervolted the card through the Radeon software, through the performance tab, it actually went up to 2035, sometimes 2040 MHz, assuming the temperature is low enough. Basically it's like less than 70 degrees Celsius. It has a 2560 stream processors. The memory size is 8 GB of 256-bit GDDR6. It can run up to a maximum of 4 displays with 2 HDMI at 4K at 60 Hz and a DisplayPort 1.4 at 5K at 60 Hz. So this is how the Nitro Plus looks compared to the Pulse Vega 56 in terms of size. Now here are the backplates. As you can see, is almost half the size of the Nitro Plus. Now the Nitro Plus has 3 fans while the Pulse only has 2. Now let's take a moment to peel off the plastic. Okay, so this is the Trek software. Right now I'm on the dashboard. It's showing the basic specs of the Radeon 5700 XT Nitro Plus. And this card has 3 BIOS switch. Basically it's defaulted to the left, which is the performance mode, and then the one to the right is the silent mode, and the one in the middle is for you to be able to use the VBIOS selection instead of you opening the PC to access the physical switch. The vertical section on the right side is your basic monitoring. But if you want to see the full detail, we can go to the hardware monitor tab. There are no clickable buttons in the hardware monitor tab. It's basically the full breakdown of the monitoring for your GPU, the SoC, GPU clock, memory clock, and I think it also has the CPU frequency monitoring in there. What I always check on my GPU, especially when I'm overclocking, is the GPU clock, memory clock, the GPU temperature, which is where the hotspot is, as well as the memory temperature, as that is very dependent on how much the GPU or Radeon can boost your clocks overall. Even though it's showing the CPU temperature and the total system RAM being used, it's still basic. I'd still use HW info for that, especially when you're overclocking the CPU. Now, the Tricks boost isn't something unique. You can actually just go to the Radeon Catalyst software and change the resolution there. But it makes it easier for you to just be able to calibrate the resolution scale and then the active resolution, which one you want, the 4K, 1440p, or 1080p, as well as toggling the Radeon image sharpening. Now, the fan health check will test each fan, and it will spin from all the way to max and then go back to 0 and back to default on each of the fans. Okay, let's get to my favorite part of the app, which is the Nitro Glow. This is where you can customize all the RGB effects of your GPU card, basically. You can choose from a myriad of options like the runway, and under the runway there's brightness, speed, there's also a single color. You can also do the rainbow, serial, audio visualization. You can change the brightness, the speed, the steps. Right now we're testing the single color. There's brightness there, and then there's also a color change delay. You can do the rainbow effect, which has the brightness and the color change speed. So as you can see right now, we're going to try it out. And then there's also the serial option. I personally am not a fan of the serial option. Audio visualization obviously is when you're playing some music, it will light up based on the music and the beat. Custom color. This is where you can really change or really specifically put the hex code that you wanted or the RGB code that you are having. If you want to sync it with your website, if you have any website, or if you have any branding, or there are certain colors or specific colors that you really love, or you have a favorite one. But enough of all that. We're going to do some basic benchmarking to see some initial score or results. Now let's get some initial benchmarks using Geekbench with OpenCL and Metal. Just a heads up, this is on fast forward with 4 times the speed. Alright, so the OpenCL result is 45,582. Now we're going to check it with Metal and see what the result is. Okay, for Metal, the score is 50,822. So Metal is, I guess, more optimized than OpenCL, as you can see with macOS 11.0 or Big Sur, which is in beta. Hopefully, more apps will be implementing the Metal instead of the OpenCL, because I think it will be deprecated in the future. And it also shows that Metal is more optimized than OpenCL. Now for Windows 10, I'm going to be doing some benchmarking tests on a couple of games for my next videos and see how the FPS fares between 1080p, 1440p, and 2160p, which is 4K. So the Nitro Plus 5700 XT is a very good looking card, and it also has the performance to back it up, especially coming from the Vega 56 GPU card. The only minor regret I'm having right now is that I bought this card during the time that Nvidia just launched their 30 series cards, which means AMD will be responding with their big Navi, which could lead the prices, going down. And but then I bought this at a retail price. I wish I wish the prices go down before that, so I can actually ask Amazon on price matching. Otherwise, I'm gonna return and buy the big Navi if it's cheaper. Because right now the rumors are it might be around $599 or something. So that's a big potential that the 5700 XT might go down in price. But then my brother wanted to upgrade his RX 580, so he was looking for some cheaper cards. I wanted to help him out so he can start his streaming, YouTube and Twitch and all that. So far, I'm liking the 5700 XT. The performance is really good. It looks better. It has some RGB icing to it. I'm not complaining. Alright, that's it for this video. Don't forget to smash the like button, and again, subscribe if you haven't yet. I'm Lars of Kilobit Nomad. See you in the next video.